Everybody's going to be asking us a lot of questions. Emotions are going to be running high. We have to be very careful about what we say.
Be careful. Oh, are you all right?
No, I'm okay. Don't worry about me.
You can't imagine what I was going through when I thought I'd lost you. And knowing it was my fault. I should have trusted you. I should have realized that you do love me and that I just should have done what you wanted me to do.
Sweetheart, don't blame yourself anymore. That was the whole idea, for you to suspect me.
It was?
Sure, the more afraid you were of me, the more likely it was that you were going to run to Carrie with the Bible.
Wait, then you mean the whole thing was a setup?
Well, how else were we going to get the Bible in Carrie's hands?
Wait, let me make sure I had this right. You're saying you wanted me to go to Carrie?
Yeah.
Even though you knew she was a traitor and a murderer? Even though you knew she could have killed me?
It's not that I wanted to put you in jeopardy, sweetheart.
But you did.
We had built-in safeguards.
Oh, yeah? Well, it looked like a real gun she was pointing at me.
Well, it wasn't supposed to get that far, and it wouldn't have gotten that far if I hadn't been hit on the head by a vase and knocked out.
Oh, now you're telling me it's my fault?
No, I'm not. All I'm trying to do is explain to you that we had a backup. We had a man down at the bank who was supposed to tip us off when you came to get the Bible.
Well, obviously he didn't.
That's because you snuck by him.
Well, that's just great.
Listen, you're not listening to what
Clay,
I'm saying.
now you're telling me it's my fault. I almost got killed.
No, I'm not saying that at
Clay,
all.
how could you do this to me?
Ava, you're not listening.
You know about spies and espionage. You know mistakes can happen.
Ava, everything turned out just fine, didn't it?
Oh, great. Now you're thankful that I'm alive. Thanks a lot.
Well, of course I'm thankful that you're alive. If you'll just take 5 minutes and calm down and think about it.
I was worried about you, Clay.
No,
I thought you were going to be...
I hate to bother you two, but it's time we pulled out here.
That's fine. How many cars do we have?
2 plus yours, which I assume Clay will be driving.
Right. Well, Ava and I will...
You can go alone for all I care. If it's all right with Dan, I'm going to ride with him and the others.
Yes, that's fine. Yeah. No, Ava's here. I called into work and told him I wouldn't be in. So you and Brad can come over anytime you like. Fine. I'll see you shortly. Morning, sweetheart. Dan and Brad are on their way over.
So I heard.
They wanted to brief you about Carrie.
Really?
They want Jim and Shana here, too, since Carrie involved them in this whole espionage mess.
I see.
You're very quiet this morning.
Yes.
Ava, come on. I've explained to you why things had to be the way they were. Dan and Brad and I had everything
You mean putting
worked
my
out.
life in jeopardy?
That isn't what we did.
That is what might have happened. Clay, you didn't care if I died.
Yes, I'm calling to check in about...
Of course I cared about you, for crying out loud. I love you.
Oh, no, 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 no. I know all about the games you spies like to play. You don't care who gets hurt, even killed, as long as one of you wins in the end.
Oh, that is not the case at all. Ava, listen to me. I did what I had to do. I had to expose Carrie as a double agent.
Oh, you had to. All those weeks of torture, and I thought you were the spy. I thought you were the traitor.
Ava, I had no choice. Dan could have told somebody that I wasn't really Clay Alden.
So?
So when he came up with this plan to smoke her out, I had to go along with it.
Oh, so in other words, all of this is Dan's fault.
No, I'm just telling you that I had to cooperate.
You still could have told me the truth. But no, you went on and on and on, knowing I was terrified of you. Obviously, you don't love me very much. Otherwise, you would have trusted me.
Ava, I do love you. That's what most of this is all about.
Seeing me forced off at gunpoint? Taken up to some secluded mountain where I was almost executed in cold blood? You call that love?
You were fully protected.
Oh, God.
And you would have stayed fully protected had you not hit me in the head with that damn vase. Ava, listen to me. If I didn't tell you something, it wasn't for your own protection. If I would have really told you about Carrie, you couldn't have pulled it off.
Oh. Morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Clay.
Morning.
Brad? Mrs. Bocek here?
Yes, she's upstairs.
We haven't been able to check Jim down, but as long as everyone else is here, can we get started?
Sure.
Then Carrie did tell you who killed Fratellini.
Yes.
Do you remember his name?
Yes, because it was the same name as one of the pilots who flew around the world in the Voyager. I don't know if it was the man or the woman.
Yeager.
That's right. It was Jacob Yeager who killed Fratellini.
Did Carrie mention the names of any other agents she might have worked with in the States?
Not that I know of.
Don't think, Mrs. Alden. It's very important.
I'm trying. It's...
Anyone, anyone at all.
She mentioned another person.
Who?
You.
Well, I suppose that's only natural, considering we work very closely on the project. Ava, I want you to think, is there anything else that may have...
Now, just hold on a second here. Now, what did she have to say about Dan?
Well, I was completely devastated when I thought that Clay had been killed. And I said to Carrie that she couldn't possibly understand the depths of such emotions since she had never seriously been involved, and she told me not to make assumptions.
And she was talking about Dan?
Apparently they were involved, and she was very much in love, but it didn't work out. And she told me some other things, too.
Like what?
Like her reasons for becoming a double agent.
Yeah, that's something that I don't understand. I mean, a woman of her background and breeding.
Well, traitors come from all walks of life, Clay. Yeah, something about misguided ideals, I don't know.
Well, Carrie said that when she was younger, she had been convinced about the other side's beliefs and their goals, but as she grew up, she realized how false they were, and she also realized that she had gotten caught up in something she couldn't get out of it. That was it.
You can't think of anything else?
No, but if I do, I'll be in touch.
Well, that's it then.
Well, thank you for letting me sit in on this.
No, thank you. You've been very cooperative. I can only tell you how sorry I feel that we disrupted your lives like this.
Well, I suppose it couldn't be helped.
I guess.
And if there isn't anything else, I better get to the office.
Dan and I better be going, too. We've taken enough of your time. And thank you, you two also. Especially you. You did a sensational job, Ava.
I'll see you two later, all right?
You bet.
Bye-bye,
Thank
Sheriff.
you, Ava. Clay.
Dan.
I've been meaning to ask you, how's that head of yours, Clay?
Oh, it's fine. It's okay.
You know, if you were one of my men, I'd have you on the carpet for disobeying orders. Not only once, but twice.
What do you mean, Brad?
Well, when Clay came to and found that you were gone, he should have called Dan. No, he charged over to Carrie's to try to save you without even thinking about it. And then when he found out where you were, instead of waiting for help to come, he charged in without thinking about anything else except saving the woman that he loved. You got a real hero here, ma'am. You're lucky he's still alive.
Well, I guess I'm still getting the silent treatment.
God, Clay, I don't know what to say.
It's all right.
There's so many terrible things to you last night, and then again this morning.
I understand.
How can you say that?
Because I did put you through a terrible ordeal. I want you to know that there was really no other way.
I was so concerned about myself. I didn't even think for a minute what you were going through.
Hey, don't worry about me. I'm a survivor.
And then I hit you over the head with that vase. I could have given you a concussion or something worse. And Carrie shot you. It was all to save my life.
And I did save you too, didn't I? But for a very selfish reason. I saved you from me.
Oh, Clay. And then I still can't believe that after Carrie shot you, you found your way to that mountain cabin all by yourself before all the others.
Why can't you believe that? Love is a powerful potion.
Oh, how is your head? Does it hurt?
Well, it does hurt a little bit. Ooh, now it feels much better.
Oh, Clay, can you forgive me? Can you?
Yes, I can forgive you. But Ava, I think that maybe, just maybe, one day you might realize that I really do love you.
You know something? I think today's the day.
Hey,
Who's that?
Clay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
Well, I wasn't expecting company.
Well, I had a few minutes before dinner and thought I'd come by and visit. You know, Kate, I need your help.
My help.
Yeah, I need to know what's happening between us. Your attitude towards me has suddenly changed. Kate, I can't help what's going on between us if I don't know where it's coming from.
Did you tell Ava you're coming over here?
No. Kate? Kate. Your silence is filled with so much anger. I don't understand. You're my mother-in-law. Can't we work this thing out?
Go away.
Kate, come on, now talk to me.
I'm not your mother-in-law. You're not married to Ava. You're not Clay Alden.
I don't think I understand, Kate.
You stop pretending you don't know what I'm talking about.
Explain it to me anyway.
Ava told me. I know you're a fake.
So, when did Ava tell you all this?
What difference does that make? I don't hear you denying it. I've known for a long time that something was wrong. Ava's been a nervous wreck. If you were the person you were supposed to be, you'd have seen it too.
Kate, I have been concerned about Ava.
What's to become of her? What you're doing is illegal. It's against man's law, and it is against God's law. It's despicable.
Kate, please.
The whole Alden family taking you into their lives, pouring out their hearts to you. This morning, Tricia told me how much she loved her father. You, a father, you're nothing but a fraud.
Then why don't I feel like a fraud? Every one of those people, I feel like they're a member of my family. I work for them. I've taken responsibility for them. And I don't think I've done a bad job.
Well, you may be able to pull the wool over your eyes as well as everybody else. But you can't fool me or Ava. I'm not gonna let you drag my daughter down to your depths.
Mama. Mama.
Kate!
Clay, I can
Ava,
explain.
not now. Kate, I want you to understand why I did it.
I understand perfectly. Now, I want you out of this house, and I don't want to ever see your face again. Out of this house. All right, I'm calling the police.
Mama!
Kate, you're not being reasonable.
Reasonable? You're an impostor, isn't that so? A fraud, a phony? You've been pulling the wool over I don't know how many people's eyes, and you want to talk about reasonable?
Kate, I know you're upset. I didn't intend for you to find any of this.
Oh, I'm sure you didn't intend for me to find out. And I might never have if you hadn't gotten poor little Ava into such a fever-pitch state that she talked in her sleep. But now, do you think I'm going to accept this? Say, fine, my daughter's married to an impostor. We'll just go on like before. And do you know what position this puts me in? It makes me an accomplice to your crime. That's what it does.
Kate, look, I don't know what Ava told you, but I had my reasons for doing what I did.
I don't want to hear your reasons. I want you out of my house.
Clay, I think you better go.
I love your daughter, Kate. Don't destroy what we have together.
Destroy what you have is a life you stole from another man. Of course, what concerns me most is Ava and her involvement with you, and I'm not calling it a marriage, because it could never have been legal. They could lock you both up. I'd never sleep another night if I let this go on.
Clay, please.
How could you have done something so stupid?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
You didn't mean to. Then the fact that I'm an imposter just fell out of your mouth.
No, I was having a nightmare.
And I must have been talking in my sleep, and Mama was there, and she heard me.
Great. This is great.
I tried to deny it, but she wouldn't believe me. She knew something was wrong, and I was a wreck.
You were a wreck? You were a wreck? You knew about it for months. And all this time you thought Dan was going to tell somebody.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't know this was...
Well, it did. It damn sure did. Ava, I don't think that there's anything I can do about it now. What do you think your mother's going to do?
I don't know. I've never seen her like this before.
It's all right. It's all right. Kate,
Clay,
it's good to see you.
thank you.
Thank you for coming. I haven't had a chance to thank you for your consideration. I know keeping my identity a secret, well, it goes against your grain.
Well, it sure does, but I guess what became more important to me was my sense of family, and Tricia just thinks the sun never sets on you.
Well, I'm very proud of Tricia.
Well, Ava told me how protective you've been of her down at the office, and so I thought, well, who am I to judge other men?
Kate, I just want you to know, I couldn't love this family more than if they were really mine. I have done my best to be a good father and son and husband.
Mama knows that. She also knows you're so much better than the real Clay ever was. He's nothing but a playboy and a bum.
Well, I do have to admit, if the real Clay were still alive, I just couldn't keep this secret. But since he is gone, and you do have so many fine qualities, Clay, I guess it's just better if we leave things the way they are.
Oh, Mama.
Thank you, Kate.
I do wonder, Clay, don't you worry about somebody from your past seeing this and saying, that's Alex Masters?
Oh, my gosh.
Take it easy, Ava. It's okay. I really have no family left. And I doubt anybody in Sheboygan is going to remember me. It's been 20 years. And like they say, somewhere in this world, everyone has a double. I can't believe my eyes. Am I dreaming? Oh, Egypt. You are a vision of loveliness. How many years have I longed for this moment? My daughter, how did you find me?
I've traveled thousands of miles to be with you. Nothing could stop me. I always knew we were meant to be together.
Oh, how I've missed you. Oh, there hasn't been a moment that has gone by in all these years that I haven't thought of you.
We're finally together again. And nothing will ever separate us. Nothing. Not even Ava.
Who? Oh, her. Don't you worry about Ava. I'll be getting rid of her. Now that you're back with me. I swear to you, Egypt, by everything that is sacred to me, everything that I possess as an Alden is yours. We're going to have a wonderful life together.
Oh, Alex.
Egypt. What'd I do? Leave it on your desk?
Long time no see. Long time no see, Alex.
Egypt?
None other. I guess I hadn't changed that much, huh?
My God, I don't believe this. Where the hell did you come from? I looked for you for years.
Oh, I've been here and there. Don't make any difference. I'm here now. We're together again. We can make up for lost time.
Make up for lost... Are you out of your mind?
I don't think so, honey bunch.
You and I are divorced. I'm remarried.
No kidding.
Don't make yourself comfortable. You're not staying long.
It must have been a terrific story. I mean, one minute you're Alex, and next minute you're Clay. Just like magic. I'm dying to hear how you did it.
Egypt, this is none of your concern.
Wrong, baby. Everything you've done's my concern. But you're right. We'll have tons of time to catch up on that later, won't we? So, how about a kiss? It's been a long time.
Knock it off. Now you get this straight. You left me. You walked out on me. I did everything in my power to find you. I put ads in the paper. I talked to the police. I spent what little money we had on private detectives to find you. And then when I thought you were dead...
Dead? Do I look dead to you?
7 years, Egypt. After 7 years, I'm divorced from you. On the grounds of desertion. I'm not your husband anymore. I'm married to somebody else.
Yeah, I know about that dizzy little ditz with the big brown eyes. Don't worry about her. She's just small potatoes.
How the hell do you know about her?
I have my ways. The important thing is we're still married. Now, what we gotta do is gotta sit down and have a real big powwow.
About what?
Well, about whether Clay Alden can have one wife and Alex Masters another. You get my drift.
Don't you even try to threaten me, Egypt.
Oh, me? Well, how can you even think such a thing?
You're a hustler. You've always been a hustler. Nothing's changed.
You hurt my feelings, Alex. After I've been dreaming about you all these years. And now, when I finally found you, you talk like I want to do you some kind of harm. Shame on you.
All right, Egypt. What's your price? Well, what's your price, Egypt?
That truly hurts me, darling. I didn't come here for the money. That's not all there is to life.
Well, that's not the way you used to think. In fact, I couldn't make enough for you back then, no matter how hard I tried.
I was just a silly little high school kid when you married me, Alex.
Don't call me that.
Well, you were called Clay Alden then. What am I supposed to call you? Besides, you're the one I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Oh, Egypt. Listen to me. I'm remarried. I'm happily remarried.
Well, you haven't been married that long. You could give her a generous settlement. We could be so happy. We could live happily ever after.
Egypt, please, for the last time, I'm not your husband anymore.
But that's just a technicality. All I know is that I married a real sweet, handsome man named Alex Masters.
Damn it, don't call me that anymore. Do you understand me?
I never knew this side of you before. Okay, I'll be good. All I'm saying is that you were just this little quarterback on the high school grocery store, and now all of a sudden you're somebody named Clay Alden who's got his picture on the cover of a big financial magazine running this company that's got zillions of dollars. Can't you understand why I want to be part of your life?
Egypt, listen to me. I'm married to another woman.
Well, she just married you for your money. At least when I married you, it's because I loved you. I still love you. So just dump her. Just pay her off. If you can't handle it, just leave her to me.
All right, now you listen to me. You listen good. If you get anywhere near her, I'll break you in half. You've been warned.
Good evening, Mr. Alden.
Evening, Minnie. Was that Kate's car I saw pulling out there?
Yes, she went to the market to pick up a few things.
Ah. Where's Egypt?
She's upstairs having one of her 2-hour bubble baths.
You know who I am, don't you?
Yes, I do. And I don't mean you no harm. I'm sorry I let Egypt talk me into coming to this town. Because I don't approve of what she's about.
Ah, Minnie. I really don't hold it against you what she's doing. But I sure do need your help.
I just don't know what to do with Egypt. She's got this crazy dream that she's going to be living in your mansion with you and that the two of you are still married.
Well, I'm doing my damnedest to convince her that we aren't. And this crazy dream of hers, it's not going to happen.
Well, lots of luck. I know it's a dream. You know it's a dream. Trouble is, Egypt don't.
You've got to help me try to convince her that we're not married anymore. And we haven't been in a long time. I spent months looking for her when she walked out on me. She just vanished.
I know.
I spent a lot of time and a lot of money on private detectives just to look for her. But after 7 years, I got a divorce on grounds of desertion.
But Clay, she's got it in her head that she's got to make up for hurting you back then.
Well, it's not going to happen. I love Ava, and that's not going to change. I sent a man up to Wisconsin to try to get a copy of our divorce decree. I lost mine. I was thinking that maybe if she could see it with her own eyes, it would make her realize that we're not married anymore. I don't know. Minnie, will you help me?
Well, I'm going to try it. Because somebody's got to save that child from herself.
Minnie, where are you gone to?
Catching a little air out on the porch.
A long-distance call for you, Mr. Clay.
Oh, thank you, son. Hello?
It's golf.
Well, I've been expecting your call.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to call you so early.
No, it's never too early to receive good news.
Well, you wanted me to let you know as soon as I had any information. I regret that it isn't good news. The divorce records for 1975 had been put on microfilm for safekeeping. Well, there was a fire in the storage room next door. The heat was so intense, the microfilm was severely damaged. In fact, the files for the years 75 through 78 were completely destroyed. So, there is no existing record of a divorce between Alex Masters and Egypt Jones.
Tell Ava now about Egypt, Clay. Tell her now.
And he can take Ava with him. She is the lowest of the low. A woman who has done nothing but bring confusion and harm to the family.
May I say something, please?
Keep it short. We have no time to waste on you.
I know you're not going to believe this now, but maybe one day you'll remember my words. I loved this family as if they were my own. I meant you no harm. I meant Egypt no harm. But that part of my life was over a long time ago. My only regret is the pain I caused everyone. To Ava, to her mother, to the rest of the Alden family, who was so good to me. Especially my children. Especially the children, Tricia and Rick. God, I couldn't even look at their faces now. Sweetheart, are you ready to go?
Are you kidding? You're a liar and a cheat, and I wouldn't walk around the block with you. Sweetheart, come on, wake up. You're having a bad dream. Clay, what were you dreaming about?
What are you doing here?
Well, I got worried about you when you didn't come home, so I thought I'd come here and look for you.
Ava, I have something very important I have to tell you.
Clay, what is it? Clay.
What?
You must have fallen asleep and had a terrible nightmare.
Oh. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Shh, sweetheart, it's over now.
Ava, there's something I gotta tell you.
I know. There's something I have to tell you, too. But not here. Not now. Let's go home, sweetheart, and lie in each other's arms. And then we'll talk.
All right. Okay.
Clay, let's not fight anymore.
I promise we won't.
Oh, honey, I love you so much.
I love you. Let me get my coat.
Okay. Now, if there's anything else I can do for you...
Oh, no, you've done so much for us already. I can't thank you enough.
Well, actually, it's Miss Egypt Jones you should be thanking. She's given an enormous amount of money to the shelter so that people like you will have a place to stay.
Oh, God bless her soul.
I'll go see about some food for you.
Oh,
Clay, I don't know what we'd do without Egypt. Even Mama turned her back on us when she found out you weren't really Clay. So sad when your own family turns against you.
Yeah. Oh, sweetheart, it's your only blouse. Especially people who you love as much as if they were your own family. Look what the Aldens have done to us after all I did for them.
Sweetheart, don't get yourself so upset. You'll only hurt yourself more.
Yeah.
Look who's here. My very dear friend. Egypt! Oh! I hope you'll find your new home to your liking. You know how sorry I am for your misfortune.
I can't tell you how grateful we are.
Oh, that's okay. If it weren't for your money and my brilliant investments, I wouldn't be where I am today. But then again, neither would you. Well, I'd love to chat, but my driver's waiting. Ciao.
Sweetheart, I'm sorry the way I've been treating you. It's just that I've been under so much pressure.
Oh, honey, let's just forget about before, okay? Concentrate on right now. We'll start out with a nice hot bath. I want to hold on to that tonight forever. A new beginning.
It will be. But right now, I want to explain to you why I've been on edge.
Sweetheart, it doesn't matter. I just want to be with you. Just hold me, Clay. Hold me tight.
Ah, Ava. How can I make up for all the pain that I've caused you?
Honey, you have brought me nothing but happiness.
But I've lied to you. I made you believe that I was Clay Alden.
I love you, whoever you are, Clay, Alex. You've given me so much, especially now.
Well, I hope you always feel that way, Ava.
Nothing will change that. Tell me you love me.
I love you so much, you'll never realize how much I love you.
Show me.
Ava, I have
No,
to...
let's not talk anymore, okay?
Ava,
I want you to show me how much you love me.
Ava.
I want to hold on to tonight forever.
Ava.
Clay, please. Make love to me.
Tell the truth. You did it, didn't you? You murdered the real Clay Alden. Did you kill him, Alex?
I couldn't keep him on his feet. We were all sick. Really sick in that camp. And if you could stand and walk, they could use you. If you couldn't, they took you out and shot you. Or they took you to the hospital. But nobody ever came back from the hospital. They just put you out in the sun or the rain and let you die.
It's awful.
Clay and I were friends. We were really good friends. Life was so intense in that camp. We became like brothers. He told me about his family, and I told him about mine. I told him about you.
Did you?
But he just kept getting weaker and weaker. All he wanted to do was have a second chance with his family. Come back here to Corinth and take over the business. He tried to hang in there. He really did. But I think deep down inside of him, he knew he wasn't going to make it. That's why he made me promise to come back here and talk to his family, Cabot and Isabella, and tell him how sorry he was for all the mistakes that he made. The mess he made with his life, he said. I gave him most of my food, but it didn't help. He just kept getting weaker and weaker. And then one day, he just stopped in his tracks. He just stared out at something, and then he fell down to the ground. The guard, he tried to get him up, but Clay wouldn't get up. Only the guard just dragged him off. And I heard a gunshot. And I knew Clay was dead. And I thought, my God, what am I going to tell his family? How am I going to tell them that? It was soon after that the idea of assuming Clay's identity started to form in my head.
That's a really terrible story. Honest. You know, you took a hell of a chance taking another guy's identity like that.
And you're taking a hell of a chance with me.
Yeah, well, I guess we're both survivors.
Well, you're going to have to learn how to survive on a lot less than $2,000. I can't cover that, Egypt.
Come on.
Look, anything that I give you is going to have to be in the way of a divorce settlement. You and I are not married. You've got to understand that.
We're not divorced.
I'm going to have proof of it in 48 hours, Egypt. All right. Here's about know about me?
Oh, don't be stupid. What do you think I am, a jerk?
All right, look. All right, I'll take care of the bill. But here's the deal. You go back to Chicago and you don't come back here to Corinth. God, Egypt, this town's gonna be a big bore for you.
I don't know. It's kind of starting to grow.
No, Egypt, no. No, I can't have that. The deal is, you leave town and you leave Ava alone.
I'll have to think about this a couple days.
Well, you think hard. You think real hard, Egypt. Or there ain't gonna be any more deals.
I'll be in touch. Just remember, the ball's in my court.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, honey, I just love the way this restaurant looks. It's a great idea to come here.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to be out of the house. I mean, not that I don't enjoy being there, too, but it's nice being alone with you.
Mm-hmm.
You look tired, sweetheart.
Well, I've just had a long day today.
There's more to it than that, isn't there?
Yeah. I got to thinking about the prison camp today, and I can't get my mind off of it.
Oh, sweetheart. It's over.
Sweetheart, don't think that I want to think about it. Just that I can't forget about those men who died. Clay Alden, for one.
You've done your best.
It wasn't good enough, was it? I'm sorry, sweetheart. I guess this new life I'm helping bring into this world is going to make up for my past failure, huh?
Clay, you are hardly a failure. Look what you've done for this family. I mean, you knew what it was like before you came. Everybody was going in a different direction. Cabot didn't know who he was going to give the business to. He was totally exhausted.
That's not true. Shayna could have taken over this business. You know, sweetheart, if we lost everything, our life would be totally changed, but I think it would be all right.
Clay, why are you talking this way? You said that nobody would ever find out you're really Alex Masters. Think what we can give our baby as Aldens.
I know. You're right. I'm sorry. It's just when I start thinking about the prison camp, I just feel very guilty.
Oh, come on. Let's talk about something fun, like planning the announcement party, huh? Have you finally decided when we can have it?
All right. When's your next checkup?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay, what do you say about this? We have 3 weeks of peace and quiet. Just you, me, and your mother knowing about your pregnancy. Then, after your checkup, we announce the party.
Mr. and Mrs. Clayton Alden?
Yes.
Wendy Taylor, WCR News. That's a lovely dress you're wearing, Mrs. Alden. A New York designer?
I don't know. I just wear what I buy. I mean, I buy what I like.
Mr. Alden, as the CEO of a major Corinth corporation, would you like to comment on this newest addition to the city's restaurants?
Well, I guess the point to be made here is that this restaurant was built in an area of the town that is being reclaimed, and Alden Enterprises remains committed to the future growth of Corinth.
Have you always felt this way, sir? Or was it your war experience, your POW days in particular, that influenced you?
Well, I don't know how my prisoner of war experience has altered my opinion on restaurants, but I can tell you this: you can't go into a prisoner of war camp and come out unchanged. An item?
Oh, come on, Clay. You know, we've been friends for years.
Looks like he wants to be more than just friends.
I don't want to talk about Dan or Jim or my personal life.
All right, all right.
Just a minute. Hello? Oh, yeah, sure, he's here. It's your secretary.
Well? Yeah, Brenda. What? What? Where? I'll be right there.
Clay, what is it? What's wrong?
I don't know. Ava's collapsed at her mother's house. They took her to the hospital.
Clay, wait. I'm coming with you, all right?
This reading is killing me. No, thank you. What the hell's going on here? Why aren't they saying anything?
Ray, please, just try to stay calm. I'm sure the doctor will come out as soon as she knows anything.
Did she trip or anything when she got to your house? Well, she was feeling fine when she got to your house, wasn't she?
Well, she had a queasy stomach and she was a little tired, but Ava is young and strong. Now she's going to be fine.
Well, something is wrong. Somebody doesn't just collapse for no reason at all. Doctor, how is she? Ava, how's my wife?
Mrs. Alden's pulse is erratic. She's also running a slight fever.
Well, I'm confused. I don't understand. What does that mean?
We still don't know. We're running some more tests. We'll have an answer soon.
Well, what about the baby?
I'm sorry. There's nothing we could do. Mrs. Alden lost the baby. I'm sorry. Mrs. Alden lost the baby.
Oh, God. Can I see her?
For a minute. She needs to rest.
What the hell do I say to her?
Well, we just hold her, and you'll know what to say.
Hi, Jim. Clay.
How is she doing?
Oh, she's doing okay, I guess. She's a little groggy. I didn't tell her about losing the baby, Kate. I didn't think she could handle it.
I think that's a wise decision, Clay.
Well, when will you tell her?
When she's stronger.
Well, look, I'd better get back to pediatrics. Call me if there's anything I can do for you.
I will, Jim. Thank you.
I'll come back by here a little later.
Thanks, Jim.
Well, the day started out great. Got Egypt out of our lives.
Yeah, Minnie told me. They're leaving tonight.
Then this happened. It's like I'm being punished, but Ava's doing all the suffering.
Now, Clay, don't talk like this. This is not your fault.
Yes, it is, Kate. Yes, it is.
Nonsense.
All she wanted to do was tell everybody about the baby, and I wouldn't let her. Kate, I couldn't let Egypt find out about that baby. She'd just put more pressure on me.
Clay, don't do this to yourself.
I should have told Ava about Egypt weeks ago. You told me to do it, but I didn't do it.
You were surely trying to do what you thought was best.
Then my crazy, erratic behavior put more stress on Ava. That's why she's in that room right now. You know that?
Now, you just stop this talk right now. You hear? These things happen, and it's nature's own way. Ava is young and strong. And you are going to have another baby.
I hope so. This was a bad mistake, Kate.
What?
My pretending to be Clay Alden. I did it out of pure selfishness. And all it's gotten me is
pain.
Dad? I came as soon as I heard.
Her fever's up considerably.
What does that mean?
An infection.
Infection? What kind of infection?
Well, we'll need another blood test to determine that.
No, I can't tell. Wait for me. My favorite color's blue.
Sorry.
Clay's my husband.
I'm right here, sweetheart. I'm right here. Ava?
She can't respond to you, Mr. Alden. She's delirious.
He's my husband.
It's all right, baby.
This is Dr. Rosen.
I don't want to.
Send the lab technician up here, stat. I need another blood sample on the patient at 407.
Daddy.
It's all right. It's okay, sweetheart.
Mine.
Look, doctor, I understand that you have to wait for a lab report, but you must have some idea what's causing this infection.
I won't know till I have the lab report. But when a woman has a miscarriage, there are many possible causes for infection. But your wife is young and healthy.
Excuse me, doctor, please don't patronize me. I have seen men die before.
Here. I'm right here, sweetheart. Everything is going to be fine. Just hang in there.
I want my baby.
Sweetheart, you're awake. You're awake.
My baby.
Yes, sweetheart.
Give me my baby.
Yes, it's all right. It's going to be okay, baby. Wait, she woke up. She woke up, yeah. She woke up and talked to me. Maybe that's a sign. She's in the clear. She woke up and she talked to me.
I'm sorry, Mr. Alden. It's just too soon to expect her to come out.
No, you don't understand. She woke up and she opened her eyes and she talked to me.
That's not unusual, but she's not really awake.
Well, maybe it's a sign that she's coming around.
Not yet. Just try and be patient.
But she woke up.
Why don't you let me sit with her for a while, huh? You go outside and get some fresh air.
Yeah, all right.
And take your time, you know. We might be in for a long haul here.
Yeah.
What Ava did only shows that her brain is very active.
Well, I find it hard to believe that that's not a good sign.
Well, when she wakes up, you'll know.
Well, when's that going to be?
When her fever breaks. It's too soon to know when that will be. Well, it's only been less than 48 hours. These infections can be very stubborn.
Just keep walking. Just keep walking. Stay up. No, no, come on. Stay on your feet. No. Come on. Hang in there. Hang in there. Don't die on me. Can't make it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. What's that? Hear that? Ava, oh, no. Oh, sweetheart, wake up, wake up.
your wife.
What? I fought. Now you're gonna have to do the same thing. Don't disappoint me. I love you.
What's the word?
There's no change.
Well, what did Dr. Rose and that specialist have to say?
Who knows? Medical talk. Nothing really.
It seems like they spent a long time saying nothing.
Come on, sit down. I don't want you to worry any more than you've already been worrying.
Now, Clay, she's my daughter. I want to know the truth.
Well, her temperature, it won't come down, and so they've increased her antibiotics. No, all that means is that she's receiving more medication, that's all.
What's going to happen to her?
I don't know. Those doctors, they don't know
Now,
anything.
don't tell me that. Please, I'm sorry. I want to know how bad it is.
Kate, her infection is out of control. We're gonna have to be strong for Ava.
Is she going to die?
Doctor said it was a possibility. It's a possibility.
If you want to stay with Ava through the night, that's fine.
Thank you.
Has the fever come down at all?
No. I'll be at the hospital all night. If you need me, you can have me paged.
Thank you, Doctor. Doctor, you've really been wonderful. Come on, Kate. Why don't you go home? I'll call you if there's any change at all.
No. Not now.
Now, I really think that she knows we're here, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She knows. You sit with her, and I'm going to go down to the chapel.
The hell's that? What is that?
Dr. Rose in cold blue. Dr. Rose in cold blue.
What's going on? What's happening?
Leave the room.
Well, what is happening? What's wrong with her? Was that the truth about her condition?
The absolute truth, for now. How it will be in the morning, we have no way of knowing.
Clay, I'm sorry I couldn't get here earlier.
Oh.
How's it? Are you all right?
It's really sweet of you to come here. And we almost lost Ava last night. We came for you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at all these flowers. You're very popular today.
You're gorgeous, Clay. Did you get any rest?
Yes. I took a nap when they were changing you into this room. How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Good, good.
There was something you were going to tell me before you got that call.
That can wait till later.
Clay, everybody avoids talking about the baby. Dr. Rosen, Cabot, nurses. I lost the baby, didn't I?
Yes, we lost the baby. That's why you collapsed at your mother's house. Dr. Rose and everybody, they did everything possible. Ava, maybe it was a blessing that it happened before your pregnancy got any further along. Hey, you know what Dr. Rosen said? She said that if you recover fully, that we can start thinking about children again.
I'm sorry I let you down.
Hey, you didn't let me down. The important thing is that you're all right now.
Must have done something wrong.
You didn't do anything wrong. You did everything perfectly. I know how you must feel. But it'll get easier, believe me. Hey, I've got an idea. When you recover, why don't we go on a trip? Just the two of us. Anywhere you want. What do you say? Where do you want to go?
I just want to go home.
Of course you do.
Right now, I'd just like to be alone.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay. That's the most peaceful I've seen you sleep in days.
It was a dream.
Hmm?
Our baby was a dream. He's gone, Clay. Our baby's gone.
That's all right, sweetheart. It's okay. I'm here with you. Hi, sweetheart. Guess what? They said that you can come home tomorrow. What do you think about that?
I can't go home with you. I don't belong there.
What? What are you talking about? You don't belong there. It's our home.
It's not our home. Maybe yours, but I don't belong there. We've been extra happy lately. Maybe it was to make us feel worse now. There's got to be some reason why a baby isn't allowed to be born. I think it means that you and I don't belong together, Clay. I think it means that it was wrong for us to get married.
Hey, come on now. We're just all wrung out over this. Everything is going to be fine. Just calm down, okay?
Morning. How's our girl?
Hi, Kate. I don't understand what's going on. She's very depressed. She wasn't like this at all last night.
Oh, Ava, there's no reason for that. We're just all so grateful you're alive and you're gonna recover 100%. And you and Clay will be able to have all the babies you want.
I feel like such a failure.
Baby, stop it. You haven't done anything to be punished for.
Oh, yes, I have. You didn't know me before I did some terrible things. All the time I was growing up, I was so jealous of all y'all. Just ask Mama. She knows all the terrible things I did trying to be somebody.
Honey, all young people go through things like that.
When I was married to Jack, I pretended to get pregnant, and then I took my sister Cherie's baby, and then I told Jack it was ours.
Honey, now that is all ancient history. Cherie's got her own child back. Jack has his own son, and everybody's forgotten about it.
God hasn't forgotten. He took my baby away.
Not the God I believe in, Ava. Now look at here. You're just a little depressed, like a lot of women who have miscarriages.
Ava, you get over this. Everything is going to be fine.
And you know, everything's gonna look a whole lot better once you get back in your big, beautiful room at home.
I don't want to go home. I want to go to Mama's house. Why did Mama have to go so soon?
Maybe it hurt her to hear you talk like that.
Well, we just have to face facts. We have to start paying for all the bad things we've done.
Hey, stop it. I don't want to hear any more of that.
But we're living a lie. All of our dreams are turning into nightmares.
Listen to me now. What happened to you was purely a physical thing. It happened to your body. It's not a sign or anything. It's not a bad omen. What matters is that you and I love one another.
We aren't entitled to love Clay. I know it'll be taken away from us.
Hey. How you feeling? You look good. A little color back in your cheeks. You changed your mind about going to your mother's house? All right. I understand. No, I do, really. At first, I felt rejected, but talked to Trish and she said that sometimes a woman needs to be with her mother more than her husband. Sometimes. I'll pick you up in the morning and take you straight to your mom's house.
Mama's gonna pick me up.
Ava. Sweetheart, don't push me away. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. It just happened.
No, it didn't just happen. God took our baby away from us because we've been lying.
Ava, that's not true.
It is. You aren't who you're pretending to be. I've been lying too. I mean, sometimes I just think it's better if we just tell them the truth.
Ava. Now, that would make things worse. Come on, we love one another. We have full and complete lives. We're not hurting anyone.
Our lives are just gonna fall apart. I know it. Losing the baby was just the first step.
Oh, Ava.
Listen to me. I'm telling you the truth. What more do I have to tell you so that you'll believe me?
Did you see Ridgeway?
Have more children. Our life has been so wonderful up until this point. You yourself said how good I am being Clay Alden, how I fit into the family, how I brought them together, and I love them, and they love me.
I know I believed that before. I was just being selfish. I know that now.
Ava, you're depressed, but this kind of
I'm
conversation...
being honest.
You're being... I don't know what you're being.
Clay, I liked the life that we had before. I really did. It's what I've always wanted. But they'll find out. We're never going to get away with it.
Ava, listen to me. For quiet...
You have to go to the lab, Mrs. Alden. We need some blood before you leave tomorrow.
All right.
Here, let me get the door. I'll wait for you here, sweetheart.
Where's Ava? What's happened to her?
Ava's all right. She's fine. She just wants to destroy our lives, that's all.
A little depressed, like a lot of women after a miscarriage.
I know that. She doesn't. Kate, if she goes around telling people I'm not Clay Alden...
What? Is that what she's saying she's going to do?
I'm afraid she might.
Who knows what she can do in a condition like this?
See.
Kate, I love her very much. I know exactly what she's going through, but I'm afraid of what she might do. She's not herself.
That's for sure.
And, you know, Kate, I've always been very secure about my relationship with Ava. But tell me this. Why does she want to go home with you and not me? And that's going to be very hard for me to explain to everyone.
Well, that'll be okay. We'll say it was my idea so I could look after her. I'll feel better having her at home for a few days anyway.
Yeah, fine. God, I never thought that anything could be worse than having Egypt show up in my life. Guess I was wrong, though.
Oh, here she is. We have all we need. She can leave tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's good news. Thank you, nurse. That's great. Isn't it, sweetheart?
That's my little girl. She's so strong. Huh?
No, I'm not. I was when we lost the baby. I'm no good either.
Ava, stop this.
Honey, of course you are. You did everything right as rain.
Did you think any more about what we were talking about?
Yes, I did.
Clay,
I think it's...
Now, I know you haven't eaten a thing. Why don't you go down to the cafeteria and have yourself a bite and let Ava and me have a little heart-to-heart, huh?
All right. Hi, can I come in?
Well, sure. Get something to eat?
Well, actually, I just got some coffee, but I brought you two some juice.
Oh, well, wasn't that thoughtful, huh, Ava? Here.
Thanks.
Clay, I think Ava's got something she wants to talk to you about.
Oh?
I'm going home tomorrow with Mama because there won't be any reminders of the baby there.
I can understand that.
And we're lucky we didn't make a nursery or anything at home.
Yeah, that's right.
Clay, Mama's made me see that I've been selfish. And it's because I was depressed. I still am. But I realized losing the baby made you as sad as it made me. I'm so sorry. And you're a wonderful, wonderful husband. Will you ever forgive me?
Forgive you? I love you. Thank you, Kate.
I didn't do anything. We just had a little old mother-daughter talk, didn't we, honey?
Well, you know how good Mama is at giving those.
Now, what time are they going to release you in the morning?
10 o'clock. I'm going to be here bright and early in the morning. Take you straight to your mother's house.
And I will be waiting with bells on.
Hey, if you feel better, I'd like to go down to the office just for a few minutes. I want to take a look at that new image pilot.
Oh, for your sake, I hope it's wonderful.
Come